When I return to Jefferson City, I'm going to veto that bill. I made clear that eliminating one part of the program does not represent balanced comprehensive tax credit reform, and I think that the way that they've done it is not the right. I started that back in April, and the two prongs I said was we're going to have balanced tax credit reform if we're going to have it, and any savings we get from that particular program has to be spent impactfully for seniors, the exact place where it came from. On both sides of that test, they have failed. Consequently, by the time I get back to the Capitol, now that the bill's been presented, I will veto Senate Bill 350 or House Bill 350, whatever it is.
Do you plan to veto the so-called payroll protection bill that just passed you?
I haven't had a chance. I mean, I'm reading them one at a time. This is one I know I disagree with. That's why I communicated to the legislature back in April that this was not the right path to move forward. That's why I communicated again with them last Friday why they shouldn't do this. That's why I'm communicating again today why they shouldn't do this. And that's why by the first thing I do when I get back to the Capitol is going to be veto the bill that's on my desk.
What about the helmet law? How do you feel about this?
Once again, I haven't had time to review them yet. I'm assuming it's coming to my desk. I think we're still reviewing other bills. A measure similar to that obviously came to my desk 2.5 years ago that I did not look favorably upon. But I want to make sure look what's in the bill and see what it looks like. But for a long time, those common sense protections have served our state well. That measure was presented to me in my first, a measure similar to that was presented to me in my first or second year as governor that I did not look favorably upon, and I haven't changed my opinion.
Issue, and the second part here is, would you ever consider maybe next session doing something similar to Arkansas where they're involving private insurers?
Well, first of all, I think that the legislature, by not moving forward on Medicaid expansion, is making a big mistake. We have an opportunity to draw down almost $2 billion of 100% federal dollars to put downward pressure on premiums for Missourians, to increase opportunities for health care in the state, to avoid the cost shift that causes other people's insurance rates to go up. We'll continue to work on this issue. Just because the bell's going to ring at 6 o'clock on Friday night does not mean I'll feel any better about people in this room, everybody in this state. If they don't do anything, which it doesn't look like they're going to do on that issue, every person here over the next year will take $300 out of your pockets and pay that in taxes to Washington, D.C., and it will be spent in other states for health care in their state while we see premiums rise here. That is not in the best long-term economic interest or health care interest of our state. I'll continue to work on that issue in the interim, but I'll certainly looking for ways to reform and make health care more efficient and effective, and going through the private insurance market for part of that, the way that Arkansas is talking about, is potentially one path forward to do that. I'm not ruling out any of those, but we never got the Senate to get to a serious, thoughtful discussion about the issue this year. I do think the House, in some of the work they did, made some significant progress, and those folks that know me know that I will keep pounding on the wall till I find a door.
Are hospitals going to take a hit without the expansion?
Yeah, I mean, you'll see some things, and I mean, I don't want to quote what's happened today, but I mean, you're going to clearly see when you talk about backing down some of the Medicare reimbursements, when you talk about not bringing in $2 billion into a healthcare economy of a state, I mean, and yet the people have to pay the taxes. I mean, in essence, it's $2 billion that Missourians will pay that will not be used here in this state. You bet that it's going to be a deleterious effect. But let's, instead of commenting on things that it appears aren't going to get done, I'm here today about one that can and will and should. This has strong bipartisan support in both the House and Senate. This was in the budget passed by the House and the Senate. It was only in some machinations later on that they were pitting various groups against each other. I just asked everybody here who understands and knows this program so well and has lived it, quite frankly, to communicate with your legislators to get that first steps fix on my desk by Friday. We'll then give the legislature 7 months off, and you can talk to them back in the districts after that about these other issues. But we need to get this done, and we need to get it done this week. I wouldn't be here unless I needed to be here, but I also wouldn't be here if I wasn't confident if we speak in one voice that we'll get this done.
Last question.
All right, yeah.
I'm just going to thank you for caring about our families and about this program.
Well, it's thank you. This is both a very complicated and a very simple program. It's complicated because everybody's different. you know, and all of us are different, and this is a program that has been able to meld to that great diversity in our state, as well as any I've seen in my years of public service. And to think that it would be used as some sort of bargaining chip or ploy is just I mean, I have to. You guys can insert an adjective or an adverb there. It's just not right. I feel like I'm. I got to be careful. These guys are apparently printing and filming what I say. But thank y'all very much.